a lot of people asking where's the next YouTube video. Well, where is the next YouTube video? Well, this is going to be the first one, and I'm going to try and get some more videos and footage up onto YouTube so that people can catch up with us. But we've just been so busy. This morning we're on our way down to Motorcycle Heaven. I've got a band to interview in the CAF via Zoom call. We've got then the CAF opening. We've got a Dynojet to do, and a basic update on Motorcycle Heaven as well. We're not on a bike today. We're in the car because we've got hot pies, pasties, and everything else that we sell down at the CAF. So I'm going to give you a kind of an overview today of what's going on, a bit of a catch-up, and then we've got a new series coming on because we're getting rid of a lot of the bikes that we've used for the rentals, like the Interceptors and Royal Enfield range, Motor Guzzi. We're getting rid of them to replace them with new ones and new models. So we're going to give you the real deal of what went wrong with those bikes over the 4 years that we've owned them, over the mileage periods that we have off them. Most of the bikes are under 50,000 kilometres. So we're going to give you the real deal on what we've done, what problems they've had, and what we've had to change. So if you are an owner of one of those bikes, Royal Enfield will be first. Then you're going to find out what you can expect to see go wrong with it over that mileage period. So all in that, let's get going. So we arrive at the new store, and I'll give you an update on everything that's gone on down here as well, because we haven't seen a lot because it's just been a whirlwind, to be fair. But let's just switch this round. Now, this is the entrance into Motorcycle Heaven, and there's so much going on down here now with the community, to be fair. This is Fran. He's got his bike down here at the minute. He's come down just to give his bike a clean because we're letting people come down, use the facilities, and give in what we think is needed here. You know, it's not always about money. It's not always about having to pay for everything. It's about building a community, building friends, building trust, you know. So let's take a look. First of all, we've got this nice little area that we've put together, which is bike sales, yeah, which all this stuff is for sale. We've got this great Ducati Multistrada. This is a great buy for anybody who's looking for an Enfield. That's a great little GT Continental. We've got an original carb. This is T100 Bonneville. This only has got, I think, 40,000 kilometres on it, which is nothing. And for me, I prefer the carburetor bikes anyway. Callum, how you doing?
Very well.
Callum, one of my lads. And we're just getting King of the Baggers sorted out. So we're going to have a bit of a King of the Baggers session down here on a Saturday afternoon, because we put our new little bar in. Jackson's testing the bar out. You all right, Jax? So Jackson's sorting the bar. And yeah, stuff for sale. And then, of course, our fleet of rentals, stuff for sale. We are now Dynojet certified, and that's all our mechanics, licensing and stuff. These bikes are updates. This is our Sportster 883. This is my bike. This is in for a bit of work. This one's just been sold. That's going out. These are for sale. No, these are rentals. Triumph, BSA, sticking to what we've always done, which is to keep that kind of retro, modern classics feel to what we put out and what we rent, you know, because that's what we are, that's what we do, that's what we love. We don't want to put bikes out that we don't like. More Triumph range with the EC1, very good bike. This is an absolute monster. This is what we use for the VIP days. Moving on to the Triumph Bobber, the Royal Enfields. This is a nice little bike we've just took on. This is one of the Royal Enfield Hunters. I'm just in the process of upgrading the Enfields. Also this one here, Triumph Triple Street, very, very nice bit of kit. And this is my son AJ's bike. He's just taken that up to a Monster 128 SNS build on the top end, and we're in the middle of Dynojet in that. So lots of stuff going on in the garage, and of course the calf. It's a Saturday today, so we've got the girls in the calf just getting everything ready, and we have fresh pies and stuff in there. We've got the cafe, and I'm also doing a live interview in here today. That's already set up for me. So when people say, "Why you didn't know videos yet?" I say, "You having a laugh or what?" So I'm interviewing a band today. I'm looking at the Dynojet today to see what we're doing with that. I'm opening a meeting and greeting. But when you keep asking me for YouTube videos, it ain't like I ain't doing nothing, is it? All right, let's have a look. Speed shop. For those of you who haven't seen our merch store, we put together a real curiosity shop for bikers. See? And we do everything in here, from, you know, all goods, goodies. I'm just playing with this new camera device I've got. So all is good. In here we can see little Lucy sat behind the counter. Hello, Lucy.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good. And been busy over the last week?
Really busy over the last week. I'm just catching up on everything now.
Good stuff.
Really good week in here.
Yeah, it's great. This is like Lucy's little office now. So compared to where she was before, this is really, really good for her, obviously. But she's doing great as well, and we've got all of our new merch and stuff in there. So that's good. Now we're going to go and have a look at the boys in the workshop. So this bike's been in. We're just in the process of putting that new Springer front end on this. We've got William back after his leg injury. All right, William? Yeah? All sorted out now, your leg's not broken? Hey? No. Motor Guzzi, this has been a great bike. I think we're going to upgrade the blue Motor Guzzi. I think we're upgrading next over in Puerto de la Cruz, yeah? So this is our stores, our rental bit and all of that. And of course, this is our dyno meter. Now, the boys have got a, what we got on there, boys? 114? 114 Fat Bob. What exhaust have you got on it? And we've put a Cobra 2-in-1 exhaust on this. So now what we're going to do is map this bike up and make sure that the exhaust and the sensors and everything are all right, and the altitude that we're at here and all of that is all done on the dyno. So we're going to do a few dyno runs. I'll get some live footage of this in a while. Once they start with the dyno, we'll get that going, and you see the boys in action. They're both Dynojet certified now, which has made a big difference. Dan, how are you?
Everything all right,
everything
okay.
This is Super Dan, right? Super Dan, right? He is shop floor manager down here, and looks after the main stuff. AJ, of course, is in with the technical side of things, and he's on with the dyno. Both of them just been back from Dynojet certified Dynojet technicians now. So that's where we're at. We're gonna give it an hour or so, because I've got to do an interview with Temptations for the Week next. I've got them doing an interview. That's a new series on the YouTube channel, In the Cafe with Adam Steele. If you take a look, you'll catch up with some of the bands that we've been talking to. Right on radio, of course, every morning, 8 AM. You can find me on there live. All you've got to do is tune in. So that's something else I do in between doing YouTube channels. So we're going to try and pick this up, though, in this new series as well with some of these bikes. I want to show you what we really can say, because we're not looking to get a press bike. We're not looking to get someone to give us a bike for free to ride around on. We own all the bikes anyway, so we're going to tell you the real deal, what goes on with them. We're not going to flower it up. I'll tell you what's bust, what's broke, what's any good, and what you should definitely not put your money in. That's coming up on that new series. I'm going to catch up again in a bit, once we've got a few people in, and once we get that dyno going. Okay, see you in a bit.
911, what is your emergency? I hear shots! Okay, ma'am, calm down. What kind of shots?
So what are we doing first down there, AJ?
So what we're doing is we're getting the exhaust covers off
Yeah.
to drill the exhaust so we can put our wideband O2 sensors installed.
Okay.
Reason why you do that is because the ones that come on your bike,
Yeah.
they don't have a wide enough reading to get the right air and fuel.
Okay. So what does that mean then for all of this sort of auto-tune boxing and all of that? What they say you can do it yourself?
It will only allow you to read down to a certain point, and it tries to keep the reading at the same. It's normally at 14.7.
Okay.
But they don't have the capability to read where you want the bike to be to get the most performance out of it.
Right, got you.
So normally you want to be reading at about 13
Yeah.
on your air fuel,
Right.
but these won't even read down that far.
And I see you're going to drill this. I mean, is that a problem for the bike? What if we're going to drill a hole in the exhaust? How's that going to work?
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to install a system which Dan's preparing for us over there,
Okay.
and that will allow us to have a little hole, only a small one,
Yeah.
where we're going to put a bolt in with a copper washer once we've finished,
And then we plug it.
and then that will plug the exhaust hole.
Okay.
But that's the only way you can get them, because the manufacturers don't give you a big enough O2 sensor port.
Yeah.
So it's the only way to get the right reading out of it is by using.
So basically, if we want to Dynojet the bike properly, we've got to do it properly, simple as that.
Yeah, you can do it via a copper pipe into a 2-into-1, for example,
Yeah,
which
which is
you
what
did
we've
have
got
a
here.
setup already.
Yeah.
But on a Harley Davidson especially, you have different readings on the front and top, the front and the back cylinders.
Okay.
So you need to get an accurate reading on both cylinders
Yeah.
in order for your bike to be running properly.
Right, cool. Okay. So we're going to see this in actual progress with a live Dynojet going on in front of us today, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, good stuff. So there you go. You see, we're going to do that live in a bit and see how we're getting on there with that. The boys are going to get that set up. It's not a quick thing. It takes quite a long time to prepare the bike and get things started and get things in set up, which is why Dynojetting isn't a simple thing you can do, you know. So everywhere's filling up quite nicely today down in Motorcycle Heaven. And we've got a lot of bikes up outside. So I'm going to grab a coffee. I've just finished that interview with the band, so I'm going to grab a coffee and then we'll take it from there. So you can hear already that we have a bit of noise going on. This is what's so good about this dyno, because it's noisy, it's powerful, it's gassy, and now we're doing the run on the bike. We'll show you. You got all the extraction on? Feel the fumes here. how's that then? All good? Yeah. What sort of power has the bike got in it? What sort of power has it got in it?
Running about 80 horsepower at the moment.
About 80? Yeah. What are these when they come out at the factory?
85.
And is that what they say they are?
Yeah, that's what they say they're on about. They're saying they should be given 90. It's running about 80 at the moment.
Right, okay. And that probably because we've got the exhaust difference and all of that on it?
It's not running the smoothest.
Right, got you.
But we'll get it dialed in anyway and get it run through.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll leave you to it. There you go. So, nice and noisy. Loads of fumes, loads of gasoline junkies. That's what it's all about. Time for a beer. So that's it, another eventful day down the garage. So, how did we get on with that run?
So we started looking at all the files on the different throttle positions.
Yeah.
So our max throttle run before we did anything. You see here you've got 72 horsepower
Yeah.
and 103 torque.
Yeah.
Now once you've ran it through, now you've got 83 horsepower now and 112.
And 112, okay, good.
Yeah.
And the graph is a lot smoother, yeah?
So you go
I can see on the last graph that we did, you had a big dip at 5,500 revs.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
at
I
the
can see the dip
moment
there.
I've got it's cutting off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why the readings are out there. So I'm working on getting that up to
Okay.
6,000, which is where it needs to be.
Okay, good. You happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Dynojet in action, the garage in action. So next time you're asking why he made no YouTube videos yet, because I've been busy making all this, that's why. But we'll have some more YouTube stuff on the channel. Cav's finished off for the day. Everybody's welcome down here. Hi Sol, say hello.
Hello.
Everybody's happy down here, coming down and visiting the place, doing the whole hangout thing down here, which is what I wanted to create. It's great on a Saturday morning. We got a really good buzz down here, really good vibe. And if you're in Tenerife and you want to come and see us, whether you're renting bikes off us or not renting bikes, don't be afraid to come down. You know, you can come down on anybody's bikes. We're not bothered about that. This is a community. This is Easy Rider Tenerife. See you soon.